Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today's video is going to be all about Fenty Beauty. So I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about Fenty Beauty. A lot of people have been doing videos on it. Rihanna has made like a bomb.com line. I am telling you, I've been obsessed. So I thought it would be fun to do a video primarily focused on the foundation, but with some of the other products worked in as well. So in today's video, I'm going to take the Fenty foundation, I'm gonna put it on my face. I haven't tried it yet. So today's video will really be like first impressions, my review of the product, and then I'm also gonna keep it on for 8 hours long, so it's like a full work day, and it will give you an idea of how the product wears throughout the day. So I'll do some check-ins this afternoon. I've got some errands to run and a busy day ahead of me, so I'll check in this afternoon and then I'll check in at the end of the day as well and let you know how all of the product has lasted on my face. So for today's video, the first product that I'm gonna be featuring is the Fenty foundation. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. It's kind of a mouthful. I tried it on my hand in Sephora and the color matched up pretty well. I don't have like self-tan on or anything right now, as you can probably tell. So hopefully the color will work okay. I think it will. One of the things that I have loved about Fenty, like any of the products I've tried, is just how spot on the color match gets. Like they have such a wide range of colors. There's 40 foundation shades, which I know Makeup Forever has the same amount of shades, but I think Fenty's are a little bit more inclusive. Fenty definitely has more dark tone shades over Makeup Forever, so I'm definitely excited about the line. I know a lot of people are, but so far every product I've tried from them has been like a spot on color match. And I've seen it on other people as well, where when they try out the foundation or they try out the colors, it's like you can't even see it on their skin because it matches so perfectly. So that's what I'm hoping for with this one as well. I think it should be just about right. I got the color 230 in the foundation also. Then after I put the foundation on, I have the whole contour kit here that I'm excited to play with. It took me a little while to pull the trigger on this one because it is $54 for all three of these bad boys, but I think it's a good deal considering the fact that one of these alone is like in the $20–30 range. So I got the one that has Bamboo, Mocha, and then Trippin'. So Bamboo is gonna go underneath my eyes as like a concealer. Mocha is the bronzer contour color, and then Trippin' is gonna be the highlight. I really love how these little sticks of hers too are like magnetic. So like they just all snap together, which I think is really cool. I don't know why. Then the last thing that I'm gonna be showing off today, I also got one of these sticks, not from the contour kit, but I have like one of the lighter like concealer sticks that I've used in the past as well that I do really like, but I'm not gonna be featuring it in today's video just because I have that entire contour kit I'll be using. And then I also got one of the highlights. Fenty has like the most beautiful highlights, and the shade that I got is the double duo that has Girl Next Door and Chic Freak. So it's a really pretty pink shade, so I think it can almost like double as a blush. And since I'm not gonna be using blush in today's video, I think that this will work really well. So this lighter color is Girl Next Door, and then this darker color is Chic Freak. And I will just show you guys some of the swatches too, just so you can see. Like, I'm excited to play with these things. I hope you're excited to see. So like I said, obviously I have no makeup on yet. I did apply a very thin layer of primer, and I just used a pore reducing primer. I just used like something from the Professional line. I really didn't want anything that would make my skin look either too matte or too glowy. I didn't want to affect the way the foundation would turn out. So I do just have a very thin layer of primer on, and that's it. Obviously I already did my eyes just because I'm ready to like head out the door and go about my day after this. But yeah, so otherwise nothing on my face. And let's just get into it. So first I'm gonna take the foundation. This is what it looks like. It's in the most like beautiful packaging too. I love that it's a glass bottle. And then when you take the cap off, it actually has a pump. So it's really easy to use. And like I said, I got the color 230. And I'm just gonna squeeze some on my hand so you can see that's what the product looks like. One thing I've noticed about this foundation, or I'm noticing right now, is that it almost seems a little runny. And something I've heard from other people is that it was thinner than expected. So I also have like a couple blemishes like right here and through here. So I'm excited to see the coverage of this too. But it is definitely a little runny on my hand, which might just mean that it's a little more liquidy than expected. Ooh, but I actually feel it like solidifying on my hand right now as I'm applying it to my face too, so that's good. All right, now that I look like I have chicken pox, I'm gonna go ahead and blend that in. And I'm just using a brush today because I want to use my beauty blender for the contour kit. I'm really liking this so far. I think the color match is pretty good too. It's like that moment when you put foundation on and then you feel like you've transformed into an actual human. All right, so there's the foundation. What do you guys think? I think I'll give you, I'll tell you. My heart just stopped because I dropped the highlighter and I'm like, if this thing breaks in the middle of filming this video, I'm gonna cry. But it didn't, I'm good. So I'll tell you what I think. I am really impressed so far. I definitely do agree that it's a little thinner than I expected. So as I was blending it in, I did feel like, I felt like it blended really easily. It went on my skin really nicely. But as I'm looking like through here, I can see, I feel like I could add a little bit more coverage through here. I could add a little bit more coverage like on the sides of my nose and my nose itself and like down here where I've been breaking out. Like I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but I just feel like in my problem areas, they're still a little bit more noticeable for what I usually like with a foundation. Like usually I like high coverage because I don't want that stuff to be noticeable at all. But I think if you're looking for more of a natural look, that this is something that's a really good option. For me, I'll probably apply a second layer, like not a full second layer, but just in those problem areas, just to make sure I have enough coverage, exactly what I'm looking for the day. But it is a really nice, if you're someone who likes a light coverage and you're someone who likes more of like a natural look, then I think just one layer would be good. I think the color is a pretty good match for me. I mean, you tell me. It might be a little bit dark the way it looks right now just because my neck looks a little bit lighter, but in person it's not quite as noticeable as it looks on camera. But like I said, it was really easy to blend and yeah. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more just to those areas that I was focusing on. I'll get a little bit closer so you can see, and then I'll move on to the next step. One thing I'll say too is that it definitely feels really nice on my skin. It doesn't feel cakey or anything. Like I feel like, I think of like Urban Decay, the All Nighter foundation, and that stuff feels like I've got cake on my face. That's better. There, that's better. That's more what I'm looking for. Like I feel like now it's a full coverage foundation. So the good thing about this foundation is it's definitely buildable. Like I just added a little bit to the areas that I needed and now I feel like I've got the coverage that I wanted, you know? And plus one thing to keep in mind is I'm not going to be using any sort of powder over this today. I really want today's video to just be a reflection of just the products themselves. So normally I may do like one layer with the foundation and then a layer of powder foundation over it to like set it and add a little bit more coverage. So that's something you could always do too. So that's one layer with a little bit of extra through here and I think it covered really, really nicely. I'm super impressed so far. Cool, so now let's get into the contouring. So again, these are the shades I have. So I'm gonna take the color Bamboo and I'm gonna use that as like a highlight underneath my eyes. This is what the color looks like and then you can't even see the swatch on my hand because their colors are so nice, but that's what the swatch on my hand looks like if it'll show up. All right, and I'm gonna apply this. And just to warn you, I typically like a lot of concealer under my eyes because I'm pregnant and tired and mama's got bags. This feels very light. This feels like more of a highlight than an actual concealer, which I guess is what it's meant to be. Yeah, like, well, it says conceal, contour, and highlight trio, but this feels like more of a highlight to me. I don't know if it's actually concealing a whole lot. Do I look pretty? And then I'm gonna go ahead, just for the sake of having makeup lines all over my face, I'm gonna go ahead and put the bronzer where I wanna contour as well, and then I'll just blend it all out together. So again, the shade is Mocha for the bronzer, and this looks a little dark, but out of the color options that were provided, this is the one that I thought would be best for me. Oh man, this is what the swatch looks like on my hand. I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna do a lot, because I really, oh, and I can see, I don't know if you can see, I can see a line of foundation right here. So I need to blend that out. That's better. All right, I'm very nervous. I'm just gonna do a little bit. I'm gonna apply a little bit up here. I also like never use cream contour, so this is a little scary for me. And I'm using a really light hand right now, and it's still showing up like a lot. Gonna do a little bit here, and then just a tiny bit on my nose. All right, so now I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just blend that all out. It blends really nicely. I feel like that's a really good thing about all these products, is that they blend really, really easily. And I'm gonna add a little bit of that bamboo color right here to kind of separate that contour line from my jawline. All right, so what do you think of the bronzer and highlight? And this is more concealer, I'm sorry. They call this color under my eyes concealer, even though I kind of feel like it's just a highlight. But yeah, what do you think? I think it looks pretty good. I think it's also more light coverage than I typically go for. Like, I usually like to add a lot of concealer underneath my eyes because I really want to make sure that those bags are like completely gone. And right now I feel like they're brightened up, but they're not exactly gone. I don't know, that's just me. I really like the cream bronzer though. I don't usually go for like a cream contour or like cream bronzer like that, and I really like it. I think it turned out really nice. And it was really easy to blend in and really easy to work with. So now I'm gonna take that last color. This is in the color Trippin'. It just got like so bright in my room, and so now the lighting's all messed up. But this is what the swatch of Trippin' looks like, so just to give you an idea, and that's it next to the bronzer. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of that just to like my cheekbones and my nose and things like that, and then I'll blend that in. Then I'm gonna add the powder highlight over it. Put this here. It kind of already looks like I have highlight on, but that's just the concealer color. I don't know. I don't think that color really did anything. Let me know if it's noticeable to you, but I don't think that this last stick I used, like I put it on my nose. I can see it a little bit on my nose, but I don't, oh yeah, I guess I can't see it. So that's kind of what like the shine looks like from that. But again, I like a highlight that's like really pronounced. Apparently I like to wear a lot of makeup. Yeah, so that's more of like a subtle thing. So I'm glad that I have this powder that I'm also going to be applying. So that's what it looks like so far. So then I'm gonna take this highlight duo, and I'm just going to use the lighter color in it. Or actually, I'll mix them together. I like to mix colors. Let's see. I feel like this is a little more shine that I can work with. That's a little bit more what I'm going for. Oh yeah. Here's a couple swatches for this one. So this is this color, which is called Chic Freak. And then this is from this color, which is called Girl Next Door. Just to give you an idea there too. All right, so I think I'm done for now. I feel like I've got highlight all over, but this, I didn't bring it down this far. This is just from like the foundation and stuff. But yeah, so that's it for now. So I am going to go about my day, and then I will check back in a few hours. It is 10:42 now, as you can see there. So I'll check back in a few hours and let you know how it's going. But so far so good. My first impressions are that I really like it. I do think that everything is a little bit less full coverage than I typically go for, so which could be a good thing. I like that it's a little more natural. I like that you can build it up. I really like the powder highlight. I don't think the cream highlight did a whole lot for me, but let me know if it turns up different on camera or what you thought. But yeah, and I really like the foundation once I build it up a little bit as well. So those are my first impressions, but I'll let you know more throughout the day, so I'll be back. Okay, hey guys, I'm back. So it is about 2:18 right now p.m. So I've had this on my face, this makeup done for about like 4 hours or so, 3.5. We ran to the mall, we did some errands, we went and got lunch, and yeah, it's so far there's a couple things I noticed. So first I noticed that, and I don't know if maybe I was just eating edamame like super sloppily, but I noticed the foundation has like cleared from this area around my mouth. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but like see through here, it's like, I don't know, it's like going away, it's not covering like around my mouth. It looks like I don't know, like I just brushed my teeth or something. So I'm gonna even that out because it's driving me crazy. But it was something I noticed, so it was something I wanted to show you. I also noticed that I think the foundation itself like oxidized, and I don't, maybe this is just like a fact about the foundation that I don't really know, that I didn't look it up beforehand, but I think the color overall is darker now than it was when I first initially put it on. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't know if they're all that way or maybe it's just my skin tone. I feel like on camera it's still a pretty good match, but it's definitely darker than like my neck and my chest. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Like I said, I don't have like self-tan on or anything right now, which I'm planning on doing. So I'm sure once I've got a little bit of color that this color will be fine and I'll make it work. I'm not too concerned about it, but I do think that it like oxidized throughout the day and that it became darker on my skin compared to when I initially applied it. I'm also starting to get a little bit of shine through here. My nose has the highlight on it, so that's why my nose is shiny, but just like in this area right here, I'm starting to get shine. I didn't use any sort of setting powder or setting spray or anything like that today, so I think that that's probably what it is. I think if I would have just used some sort of powder to like, you know, blot my face after I did my makeup, I think that may have helped the problem, and then I wouldn't have so much shine going on right now, but because I didn't, I think that's what's left my face just a little shiny, which again is fine. I really wanted today's video to just show like the effects of the makeup. So if I use this when I use this foundation again, I will definitely, you know, set it, and hopefully that will help with any sort of shine, but I think that that's just what happened today. Then the last thing I noticed is that I feel like the contour is still kind of there, but I feel like the contour, the highlight, like I feel like the additional makeup I added just kind of blended in with the foundation, and maybe part of that is from the foundation like oxidizing and becoming darker, and so now the contour is not as noticeable. I mean, I guess it's still slightly noticeable, but I just feel like my whole face looks darker, and the, you know, contour that I initially had and the highlight I initially put on isn't quite as noticeable. Now that I'm looking in the camera, the highlight does still look good though, but I do think that the other colors seem to just fade a little bit throughout the day. The coverage though is fantastic. I still have like all the same coverage I did this morning. Like all my troubled areas are still covered. Like I still have lots of foundation on. It hasn't like gotten dry, it hasn't gotten patchy, nothing like that. Like the foundation quality has been really great, but I just think the contour kit itself has started to fade throughout the day. So those are just my thoughts as of right now. Like I said, I'm about halfway through the day, so I'll check back in at like 6:30 p.m. after it's been 8 full hours, and I'll let you know what I think. So far though, I'm really liking it. I do think the quality of the foundation is awesome, and I'm really impressed that it's like stayed on my skin, and you know, like I said, we've been eating, we've been running around, and it hasn't like gotten dry. It hasn't, other than that weird area around my mouth, which totally could have just been the way I was eating my lunch, I'm not gonna lie. But other than that weird area around my mouth, it hasn't like lifted or left my skin at all, so I think that's really good. And yeah, and I think the reason why my highlight is still showing up nicely is from the powder. I think that's not exactly the contour kit that did that. I think that's the powder that really left like that nice shiny highlight on there. So that I really like too. So yeah, that's it for now. I will check back in another few hours. Okay, I'm back. So it is 6:09 p.m. right now, which means it's been about like 7.5, I want to say 8 hours, but really it's been closer to 7.5. But it's been a full day of work's worth of time that I've had this makeup on. So, and so far, I mean, let me know what you think. I do think that I've gotten pretty like oily throughout here, but otherwise I think the foundation has held up really well. Like I wish I could say the same for my eyelashes because they are coming off. But I still feel like I have full coverage foundation on. Like those troubled areas that I was concerned with earlier are definitely covered. I still have the highlight on my nose. I still have the highlight on my cheeks. I do, kind of like I said with my like midday check-in, I do think that the bronzer has like started to fade off. It's still there a little bit, but it's much more of a natural look. And same thoughts as before too, that I think the color overall is just a little darker than I probably need. And I think part of that is just from like oxidizing throughout the day. I think if I could go back and do it differently, I would have set my foundation with a powder foundation afterwards. I think that would help with the shine problem, and also I think it would just provide a little bit more of an even coverage. Like I noticed that it looks a little bit splotchy through here, and also like around this area. I don't know if it's gonna pick up on camera, but I can see it when I look in this mirror, that it feels like it looks a little splotchy. So I think I probably would have gone with just one layer of the liquid foundation and then done a powder, like a powder over it to apply extra coverage, but also make it a little bit more matte and just even it out a little bit. I also think I would have set the contour with a powder bronzer as well, because I think that would have deepened the color, and I think it also would have held it so that it lasted longer, because the contour, the cream contour, just kind of faded off throughout the first couple hours, so I think I would have set it with a powder. But I think with 8 hours of wear, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it hasn't, like I said, it hasn't gotten patchy, it hasn't like started to lift off. I think with those little tweaks, I think it could provide a really great like flawless face. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've tried Fenty Beauty, if you've tried the Fenty Beauty foundation or the contour kit or anything like that. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'll definitely feature more of them in more videos, and I'll play around with the technique and see if I can get it down and then let you guys know what I think. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for hanging out with me throughout the day, and I would love if you subscribed. That way I could have you back in the future and you could join my little YouTube family. And yeah, that's it for today. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Pro Filter Soft. Fenty definitely has more dark tone shade. Fenty definitely has more dark toned shade. Ugh, why can I not say that? Fenty definitely has more dark toned shades. Fenty definitely has more dark toned shades over makeup found. Oh my god. It's been a while since I've done this, you guys.